swashbuckling new pirate hat, decorated with very fancy gold thread. "Ahoy there, handsome," Patch heard him say to his own reflection in a shop window. Next was Cannonball, the ship's cook, who was hauling along a shiny new stew pot. This is just what I need for my seaweed casserole recipe," he said, beaming. "Special treats." Patch and Cutlass both groaned. "He says treat, I say tummy upset," sighed Cutlass. Then there was Butch, tucking into an ice cream that was nearly as big as his head. He'd used his last pennies to buy a copy of the pirate comic, too. "Win your own real treasure map," he read aloud from the cover as he walked along. "Nice." Patch raised a furry eyebrow at Cutlass. "Has he forgotten what happened last time?" she grumbled. After all, when the crew had recently found a different treasure map, there'd been explosive results. Finally, there was Ginger, who'd just sent off a new postcard to her mum and dad. She'd also bought some sunglasses, which made her look extremely cool. There was just one member of the crew missing. "Where's Monty?" Cutlass asked, looking around. Monty was the ship's monkey. "He's at the fun fair," Patch said, pointing towards a huge, rattling roller coaster that loomed over the sea. "If you listen carefully, you can hear his screams on the breeze," she added. "Oh! Whoa!" they heard just then. "Eee! Woo-hoo-hoo!" Patch and Cutlass grinned at one another, but the smiles were wiped off their faces the very next second when they heard a sneering voice. Wallow in walruses, if it isn't Captain Halibut himself." Patch's fur prickled immediately. Her tail puffed up like a bottle brush. Cutlass's feathers trembled. "Is that?" he asked. "Yep," replied Patch, as they turned and eyed the tall pirate walking towards the Golden Earring crew. It was Captain Crunchbone, a vile villain and Halibut's sworn enemy. He had a bushy red beard, a gold front tooth, and a bone through his nostrils. What's he doing in Ingot Bay, I wonder? Being far too stupid to know animal languages, the pirates only heard a meow and couldn't understand what Patch was saying. But the Golden Earring crew had noticed Crunchbone too. Butch gave a nervous whimper. "Eep!" Ginger peered anxiously over her new sunglasses. "Uh-oh." Cannonball whipped a rolling pin out of his apron pocket and brandished it. "Brrr!" Then there was a cross-sounding clonk as Captain Halibut stamped his wooden leg. "Crunchbone, you horrible hagfish," he said coldly. "We meet again." He tilted his snazzy new hat so that the sunshine twinkled brightly from the gold stitching. But if Crunchbone was impressed, he didn't show it in the slightest. "Halibut, you poxy poltroon," replied Crunchbone, curling his lip. "And there was me hoping you might have drowned by now and be just a heap of old bones at the bottom of the ocean." He laughed meanly, showing blackened teeth. "No such luck." "Ouch," said Patch to Cutlass. "Now that's harsh." Captain Halibut glared his most fearsome glare at Crunchbone. "If you've quite finished your gibbering," he growled, "I've got a ship to sail. The Golden Toilet? Next you'll be telling me you're entering the great pirate race with her tomorrow." Crunchbone snorted. "Ha ha ha ha!" Captain Halibut's eyes blazed. He didn't take kindly to anyone insulting the Golden Earring, least of all his old enemy. "How dare you?" he thundered. "At least I've got a ship. As I recall, last time I saw you and your mangy crew, your rotten boat was on fire." Crunchbone